All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are being asked to solve equations using the quadratic formula. And we're just going to do the one from your homework here. We have 2x squared minus 9x minus 35 equals 0. We're just going to go step by step. So step one is to make sure that the equation is in standard form. And we do notice that we have a 0 here, so that means that it's in descending order. The x squared term, the x term, and then the constant term are in order, so we have a nice standard form. The second step is to actually identify a, b, and c. So in this case, a is 2, b is -9, and c is -35. And the next step, if you so choose to actually write the quadratic formula just to keep yourself organized, you may do so. And we have x equals -b, or the opposite of b, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, and that is all over 2a. Hopefully you have that memorized by now. The next step is to substitute. So we have x equals, and it says the -b, the opposite of b. Well, if my b term is -9, the opposite of that is +9, plus or minus the square root of b squared. All right, so b is -9, so -9, I'm going to put that in parentheses, squared, minus 4 times a is 2, times c is -35. Okay, and that is all over 2 times a, and again, a is 2, so 2 times 2. Now it just becomes a simplification process. And we have learned that we always begin inside this radical grouping symbol to start our simplifying process. So x equals 9 plus or minus, we'll worry about that later. And -9 squared, 9 times 9 is 81. -9 times -9 is +81. Minus 4 times 2 is 8. And 8 times 35, oh boy, 35 times 8, 8 times 5 is 40, 8 times 3 is 24, 28, 280. Minus 280. So 4 times 2 times -35, we get 280. So it's minus, but it's negative, okay, because we have the minus here. And then 4 times 2 times -35 is -280. So we end up with 81 minus -280, and we'll deal with that in a minute. And then in the denominator, 2 times 2, of course, is 4. So we have to just continue simplifying. And in this process, we still do not have our inside our radical fully simplified, so we need to address that. X equals 9 plus or minus the square root of, well, subtracting a negative is the same as adding a positive. 81 plus 280 is 361, and that is still being divided by 4. Well, if I put in my calculator just to check if this is a perfect square, the square root of 361 is, amazingly, it's 19. Okay, so now I have a really cool kind of way of simplifying this. I can get x equals 9 plus or minus, and the square root of 361 is just 19 over 4. Look at how easy that's getting so quickly. And our last kind of steps are to actually branch this out into 2 equations. So we end up with x equals 9 plus 19 over 4, and we end up with 9 minus 19 divided by 4. And we just need to simplify that. So 9 plus 19 is 28 divided by 4, and 28 divided by 4 is 7, so x equals 7. 9 minus 19 is, x equals -10 divided by 4. And we could either put that in decimal form and get 2.5, or we could just reduce it and we get -5 halves. Okay, so those are our 2 solutions.